Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mohamad Faraz Ramadhan. I'm from English Language Teaching Department from TBI 5C. In this occasion, I'm going to present about journal investigation, which is the title is Evaluation of an ESL English course book, a step towards systematic vocabulary evaluation. Which is the journal is written by Azadeh Nemati 2009. The research problem in this journal is which quality must that book have to meet the needs of every single individual member of the class? And the second is it necessary to use a course book refers to this course book. In this journal, there are some theories are employed by the expert. The first one is about the course book use. According to UR 1996, in some place of course books are taken for granted while in other they may not be used at all. In that case, the teacher works according to syllabus or according to his or her own program in and use textbooks or supplementary materials as the needs arises. Compromise situation is where a course book is used selectively, not necessarily in sequence, extensively supplemented by other materials. And according to OR also, the problem may exist when we use just one textbooks. In this and here in his statement, the problem that exists using just one book for different students, some are against using a course book for one of the possible following reasons. The first is inadequacy, and the second is irrelevance, the third is limitation, the fourth is homogeneity, and the last is over easiness. Inadequacy is every classes, or better to say every learner has their own learning needs and no one course book can supply this satisfactorily. In irrelevance, because the topics deal within the course book may not necessarily be interesting for the class. And limitation is because a course book is confining and it may lead to boredom and lack of motivation on the part of the learners. Homogeneity, because the course books have their own rationale and they do not cater for variety of level of ability and knowledge that exists in the most classes. And the last is over-easiness, because it may be too easy to follow and teacher may find themselves as mediator of its contents. Hence, in this situation, the importance of book evaluation is clear. A true evaluation paved the way for teaching staff of each organization and policy makers to have this ability to discriminate amongst all the available books in the market and considering weak as well as strong point of each book. Educators can choose the most appropriate book, thus through identifying strength and weakness in textbooks. Optimum use can be made of strong points, and weaker points can be adapted or substituted from other books. And the next theory employed is about evaluation according to the experts. Evaluation is basically a matching process which concerns matching learners' needs to a viable solution. It is according from Hutchinson and Waters 1987. In addition to Law 1987, reminds us that teachers generally need to screen materials in order to predict their suitability for particular classes. And Chunningsworth points out that course book should correspondence the learner needs help to equip learner to use language effectively for their own purposes, facilitate students' learning process, and have a clear role in mediating the target language and the learner. And the next theory employed is about type of evaluation. In the term when to evaluate a course book, Chunningsworth illustrates the evaluation can engender three types: phase, pre-use, in-use, and post-use evaluation. According to him, pre-use evaluation tend to be most difficult kind since there is no actual experience of using the course books. From another perspective, in-use evaluation is a kind of evaluation from suitability involving matching the course books against a specific requirement including the learner's objective, the learner's background, the resource available, and etc. On the other hand, post-use evaluation refers to an assessment of textbooks fitness over a period of continual use which help teacher to decide whether to use the same textbook in future or not. In Chunningsworth, he also differentiates two approaches between impressionistic overview and in-depth evaluation. He suggested that in-depth evaluation is necessitated. The present study is a kind of post-use or reflective evaluation with more emphasis on vocabulary teaching and learning, an aspect of a language which is usually is taken for granted. Surely, the results will be of great help for policymakers, staff, and those who have a hand in writing materials according to school syllabus. And the next is about result and discussion in this journal. In the results obtained from the journal, the researcher got two results from two parts of his research. Part A is about a questionnaire and Part B is vocabulary profile. Part A deals with the general criteria of the above mentioned English textbooks or English course books. Although writing a book in multilingual country with cardinal rule of different strokes for different stroke from different folks of a tough job. Generally speaking, from the analyzed data, it was revealed that the book is acceptable from the viewpoint of majority of English teachers who are familiar with the book. Considering the subpart of the book, namely logistical, pedagogical, and human factors, along with its subparts as content, skill, and vocabulary teaching and strategy, except for logistical factor, of course, it was revealed that nearly all the teacher at In 95% believe that the cost of the book is within the student's budget and the books is available, so the books is an ideal one for the logistical factor. And regarding the content, 92.3% of the teacher believe that the book is culturally acceptable. One good point about the book is that it includes some units which make students familiar with different aspects of their culture, such as their history, culture, and customs. Likewise, 92% of teachers mentioned that the book is clearly organized and graded from easy to difficult. In response, the question of gender discrimination, 92% of teachers think that the topic are more male dominated and women appeared less visible. And nearly 96% of teachers had this idea that the book teaches principle of paragraph writing. Although the book is the best from logistical point of view, regarding from human factors, especially learners, it needs to be improved. 94% of teachers believe that the layout of the book doesn't appeal to the students and lack appropriate visual material, and it is not nearly friendly at all. Although the book includes a guideline to the teacher, just 50% of teachers are satisfied with the book and consider it teachers friendly or suitable for the teacher to use it. And they believe that still they need to do a lot of adapting in the classroom. Nearly 40% of the teachers are satisfied with the vocabulary section, and 69% of the teachers state that the book introduced general strategy of the vocabulary learning. According to the results carried out on part B, it is recommended that Unit 1 and 3 of this book will be replaced. Other units are in the right place and each of them represent different vocabularies such as academic or technical word more than the other, which is quite reasonable. Of course, here just some units of the books were put into analysis randomly, so if policymaker and writers consider these points, the results of which will be better book. Okay, maybe that's all my presentation. Thank you very much for the attention. See you in the next video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.